Hey guys, Dan Heilman back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about how to trade cryptocurrency and pay zero taxes. So at least in America, we have something called a Roth IRA. If you're not aware of what it is, we're going to go through real quick if you qualify, how to open an account, and what type of assets you can trade in here. You can trade a lot of different crypto assets. This is kind of just a screenshot from my Roth IRA today. So we'll talk about what you need to do to be able to have an account like this and exactly what type of assets you can purchase. There's actually a lot of crypto assets that I think a lot of people are not aware of that you can buy in stock accounts. So it's pretty cool. You know, a lot of these exchanges have regulations about crypto, but once they're in the stock market, the regulations are a little bit easier. So let's begin. Okay, so very first thing, what are the rules for a Roth IRA? So I know a lot of other countries do have something similar to a Roth IRA. These are the rules for America because that's where I live. Canada has very similar rules. I don't know about how much money you can make, etc. But basically the only rule is you have to make less than $165,000 if you are single. And now this is adjusted gross income. If you don't know what that means, you can go through here and check this out. It's on my Miro board. You can just Google it. There's plenty of websites. My Miro board's kind of a mess. It's just kind of how I organize my thoughts and stuff. So anyways, the rule for 25 is basically what happens is this number goes up with inflation, right? So as inflation goes up, they increase this number. If you're married for next year, basically you have to make under $246,000. That's after your adjustments, right? So that's after you do HSA or your health insurance or 401k. So all of those things reduce this number. It's basically your total income minus those things in general, okay? So that is the limit for Roth IRAs. If you're under that, you have a lot of power. And if you have not opened a Roth IRA yet, I think it should be your number one priority in terms of all investing. Even if you're huge on crypto, I think you can do a lot in a Roth IRA, even with cryptocurrency. And we're going to talk about some different strategies on how you can make a lot of money and pay zero taxes. So it's extremely important to have a Roth IRA. I wish I started one when I was a lot younger. There's a couple rules for withdrawal, but it's actually way better than a 401k. So it says you must be at least 59 and a half years old to withdraw money from a Roth IRA. That's not totally true. This is true if you want to pull out your gains. But say you put 100 grand into a Roth IRA and then after 10 years, it's worth 200 grand. Say an emergency comes along, you can remove 100 grand. You can remove whatever you put in to the Roth IRA, but you cannot remove the interest that you earned on everything you put in. So that's the most important points of this. As long as you make under this, there is a bunch of backdoor mechanisms. So even Trump mentioned that, or someone on Trump's party mentioned that they were going to try to change this because right now for a Roth IRA, I mean, you can just backdoor it and do something similar. It's called like an IRA conversion or something. But if you make more than that, there is other options to do this. But I have a feeling that most people are under this number. I'm under this number, so I am allowed to use this, and I have been using it for a long time. Roth IRAs are extremely powerful, as I mentioned. So here is what my Roth IRA currently looks like. I rebalanced my Roth IRA on November 4th, which was actually perfect timing. So up till November 4th, my portfolio was mostly dividend stocks, different index funds like the S&P 500, VOO. This Fidelity Blue Chip Growth did really good for me. You can see 220%. I put most of my money between 2020 and today into this, and I've tried to max it every year. Another thing is you can only put up to $7,000 every year into here. So the government limits this account because it is so strong. They have to nerf the account, right? They only allow you to put 7,000, and they have income limits because zero tax is really hard to get. There is only a couple methods to get zero tax. An HSA is one, a Roth IRA is one. Roth 401k you kind of pay tax. I guess for a Roth IRA, you pay tax as well. But whenever you see Roth, that means you pay taxes before you put the money in and never again. And then there's some life insurance funds and stuff you can get zero tax, but there's not many tax shelters in America for you to use. Now, okay, so that's basically the basics of what a Roth IRA is. I do have a link below if you want to sign up for Fidelity. It's not an affiliate link or anything. I mean, it is affiliate, but it doesn't do anything for me. But feel free to use it. Otherwise, you can just Google it. I like Fidelity. There's a million places you can put your money. All of the big brokers will have a Roth IRA. I trust Fidelity. I've been using them for a long time, so that's just my preference, but feel free to use whatever you want to start a Roth IRA. I would really do it. If you want to even just put a small amount in there and, you know, diversify into a couple different funds and then trade crypto on the side, whatever you want to do. But I would definitely start a Roth IRA if you do not have one already. All right, so you can see here, this is kind of what I've done. I started off with a lot of Fidelity Bitcoin, a lot of Fidelity ETH, which is Ethereum, because when I did these on November 4th, the price was a lot lower. So I had a lot of stocks, and then November 4th, you know, I was thinking Trump's going to get elected, the price is going to go insane. So I converted almost all of my stocks into mostly cryptocurrency. You can see 41% of my account is in Bitcoin, 24% is Ethereum, 13% is MicroStrategy. I'll talk about them in a second if you don't know what they are or why that's important. SDY is just a dividend fund. I have 7% there. Another dividend fund. MSTU is a leveraged MSTR. So I'll talk about those assets in a bit. Fidelity Blue Chip Growth is like, you know, high growth stocks. And then VOO is another S&P 500. So those are the percentage holdings I have right now. You can see the gains are pretty insane. For MSTU was insane. I think I actually closed my MSTU position almost at the top, and then now it's pulled back a little bit. So let's talk about some of these assets, what they are and how they work. Okay, so GBTC, if you don't know, this was kind of the original Bitcoin ETF. So I had purchased a lot of this actually in my wife's account in like 2022 at a very, very low price, and I'm up like 700%. This is just a Bitcoin ETF. It was the original before they had ETFs. They call it like a trust. So there's a little bit of difference between a trust and so this one, FBTC, is actually a Bitcoin fund, and it is like a ETF, right? And then they have these that they just call a trust. And I don't know if there's less regulations or how it works, but these seem to be a lot easier to get. So GBTC has been around a long time. It has had some changes. It broke off into another one called BTC, but story for another day. So you have a lot of different ones, and there's actually some ones that I realized exist and I did not know they existed for quite some time, like GSOL. So this is Grayscale Solana. You can get Grayscale Ethereum Classic. You can get Grayscale Chainlink. You can get Grayscale Filecoin Trust. So these are all the tickers if you want to check out any of these. So basically all of these are Grayscale crypto funds, okay? And then there's a lot of different BTC funds that have varying levels of fees you have to pay. Just Google the fees and check it out. Fidelity has a great one. I trust Fidelity. I've been using them for a while, so that's the one I purchased. It is not the absolute lowest in fees. I think there's maybe one or two that have slightly lower fees, but I mean, it's like 0.01%. So it's not going to change it a lot. I would stick with some of the ones that have lower fees because some of them kind of have pretty high fees. MicroStrategy is another one you can do. And MSTU and MSTX are leveraged MicroStrategy. So MicroStrategy is basically a 2x leverage on Bitcoin. When Bitcoin goes up 10%, MicroStrategy should go up 20%. But, you know, people can short stocks separately, right? So I can short MicroStrategy. A lot of people shorted MicroStrategy up here, and that kind of forced the price down, and it almost kind of decoupled it from Bitcoin. So it's not a perfect correlation. These FBTC correlates a lot better. Let me add Bitcoin in here and I'll kind of show you that. So if you want to add a symbol in TradingView, what you can do is you press this little plus here, and then you can pull up something on here, and you can do like this, and then you can say, I'm going to add it to a new price scale. So if you don't know how to do that, you can do it like that, and there you go. And you can see how well it tracks, right? It's almost perfect, okay? So for these, the price tracks very well. Now, if I do the same thing here, you can see it doesn't really track. You can see that it tracked it pretty good for a while, right? And then now it's kind of decoupled. So Bitcoin went up, 126%. The price of this, of MicroStrategy went up 126%. But you can see Bitcoin is still going up, but the price has actually corrected on MicroStrategy. So I think MicroStrategy, if you do want to get into it, might be a good entry now. I will, however, say that if you believe the 4-year cycles are true, if you don't know what that means, I've gone through it in other videos, but basically these assets, cryptocurrencies, trade in a 4-year cycle that happens to align with halving cycles. So as you can see, we have a big cycle here and then it drops down. You have a big cycle here where you get a lot of gains and then it drops down. So right now we're kind of like mid-cycle. So I think we still have gains to go, but I just want to throw out a warning saying don't put your entire life savings into MicroStrategy right now, because MicroStrategy does seem to top before Bitcoin. Okay. So sometimes MicroStrategy will start topping and it'll start going down, and sometimes that means that Bitcoin could be going down. And if I was a betting man, I think we have 3 months to a year of bull market left. I would not purchase in right now with the intent on holding it for more than 6 months, honestly, if it was me. Now, if you think I'm wrong, feel free to do it. I'm not a financial advisor, so this is just what I worry about and what I'm doing. So personally, I would not recommend going all in on MicroStrategy with the intent of holding it long term. Okay. So if I look at the weekly chart of MicroStrategy and even Bitcoin, you can see MicroStrategy did some good numbers down in here. And then now, let me try to match these a little bit better. You can see when we were down here, MicroStrategy was just $13 not too long ago. 2022, MicroStrategy was $13. So just be careful. This will go up pretty high, but once it starts breaking some of these trend lines, I'm going to be pulling my money out of MicroStrategy and I will maybe just hold cash. I have a feeling that once this whole thing comes back down, I kind of want to sell at a big profit. I care about profit. I don't care about my bags. I have been a long-term crypto holder all the way since 2017. So I'm not trying to bash it, but I plan on taking a lot of profits because I do want to pay off my home this next year. So that's just me personally. But anyways, I guess I'm getting kind of off on a tangent here talking about cycles, but I just want to kind of warn people because I don't want a bunch of people to throw a bunch of money right now into the market and then expect in 2 years that it's going to be a higher price, because I do not think the price will be higher in 2 years. I think the price will be higher in 6 months, but not 2 years or maybe even 3 months. Just my opinion again. So disclaimer there, but so MSTU, MSTX, these are leveraged MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy is leveraged Bitcoin. So if you want low risk, I'd stick with something like Fidelity BTC or one of the other funds. And right now, since we're starting alt season, it's probably not too late to get into some of these altcoins, which is Fidelity ETH, or there is other Ethereum funds as well. But there's a lot of them. If you like Solana and you're huge about Solana, then feel free to get into this Solana trust. Okay. These are cool. Eventually, I think there will be more ETFs. I think Solana will get an ETF. I think XRP will get an ETF. I think a lot of the big coins will get ETFs. But these are what is available right now if you do want to purchase them. Kind of interesting because I didn't even know that they've had these since 2023. April 2023, they had a Solana. I had no idea. Look at this. If you were to you could have bought it for $17 and it went all the way up to freaking $600. But you can see Solana has pulled back a lot. And I don't really know why they've lost 78% of their value in. Oh, that's the end of. Wait, no. See, that doesn't really make sense to me. This does not look perfectly coupled. Again, the grayscale funds, they kind of have high fees. So, they should be offset by the amount of taxes though. But to me, it looks like this would be a good buy right now because the price of Solana was not higher back here, but you can see how much this went up. Again, these are stocks, so they're also driven by supply and demand. There is a asset that backs them that does affect the price, but people buying and selling this will also affect the price. So it's not perfectly coupled. Again, if I want to add Solana on here, you'll see that it's not perfectly coupled. So if I hit this plus button and I go Sol USD, and then I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna hit new price scale. You can see this is what's odd. It like lost its coupling like a month ago for some reason. So I don't know if just a bunch of people sold it, so the price went down. But for me, it looks like there's a big gap here. So this might be a good one to get in if you have a Roth IRA open, don't want to pay taxes. So again, I just wanted to point out all these funds, talk about a Roth IRA as a point of this video. I think I'm just starting to rant randomly. So I'm going to end the video here. Check out these. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. I don't know about other countries. I know America and Canada have something like a Roth IRA that you can use. I am assuming that other countries have similar things that you are allowed to use to give you zero tax. So I'm really excited about it. I love trading in the Roth IRA, knowing I will never have to pay taxes on it. And I know in an emergency, even though it's a retirement account, I can remove most or some of my money out of the account in an emergency, and that makes me feel a lot better. You cannot do that with a Roth IRA. I'm sorry, a 401k. 401k, you're pretty much no matter what gonna pay fees if you pull money out of it before you retire. So Roth IRAs are super strong. I regret not opening one when I was 15 years old. You can even open a Roth IRA for a 5-year-old if they have valid income. That's the only rule. They have to have valid income, and they have to not make more than 250 grand a year married. So those are the only 2 rules. It's super powerful. I'm also trading a lot on Bitunix. I have another partnership with another exchange that will be coming up soon. I will be talking about that one, but that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and that's going to be it. If you want to trade on Bitunix, especially now that Margex has been having some troubles, feel free to join it. I have a lot of futures contracts open, a lot of them, and we're doing pretty good. So we're up a lot on these. I have a XRP and a Bitcoin trade that are doing really good. I'm up 150% on Bitcoin. I'm up 300% on XRP. I am waiting for a little bit bigger of a pump on XRP. Then I'm going to be closing this one out. A huge fan of this exchange. Bitunix is amazing. I have been trading on the platform for a couple months now, and it's been flawless. Okay, I've never had any problems with liquidity, none of that. The fees are quite low, and if you use my affiliate link below, the fees are even lower. It's like half the fees as you get normal if you use the affiliate link. So use that link below. That's it for the video. Have a great day, everyone. See you guys.